Hello guys, welcome to Anime TMJ Talk channel. We know that Sakura is one of the strongest kunoichi without any power of her clan. But if Sakura was from a good clan, in this video we are going to talk about one of the most best clans of the Naruto series if Sakura was Uchiha. If Sakura was an Uchiha, she might have had fully perfected her fireball jutsu. As far as we know that the signature move of Uchihas is the fireball jutsu, the same thing would have been taught to Sakura and she might have been able to use the fireball jutsu, and with this Sakura might have shown some lot much more potential in the series because fireball jutsu was one of the most dangerous jutsu by which Kakashi was also impressed when Sasuke used on him. And if this time Sakura was able to use this fireball jutsu, she might have had been able to become one of the more strongest kunoichi since her academy, like Sasuke did when he was in the academy. And with this, the second thing that will happen is the second thing that will happen is Sakura awakening her Tomoe Sharingan. We know that like when Itachi had killed Sasuke's parents, Sasuke had awakened his Tomoe Sharingan. The same would have had happened with Sakura. As far as we know that Sakura was also an Uchiha that time, and Sakura's dad was also going to be executed. So this time Sakura might have had also awakened her Tomoe Sharingan and might have been one of the most powerful shinobis ever existed in her childhood. As we know that how much power one Tomoe Sharingan gives a person, then we can say that Sakura with her this new Sharingan would have been one of the most powerful shinobis ever. And with this, the next thing that will happen is Sasuke getting a little bit of mental support. We know that Sasuke was getting tortured indirectly by Itachi when he had his parents dead. But he actually would have might have gotten the support of Sakura, as we know that she might be a very useless character in our Naruto series, but she was a brilliant shinobi, as we know that how much brilliant she was using different types of tricks or even awakening the Byakugan seal of the Tsunade without any problems during a war. I think that, but still Sasuke would have been evil. The next thing that will happen is the change of results in Ino versus Sakura. As far as we know that how much boring fight was this of Sakura and Ino, because this was a lot of long fight and both of them were fighting each other without any of their goals. They had just a goal that getting the whole attention of Sasuke. This time Sakura would have made it a shorter and a greater fight, as this time she had the two Tomoe Sharingan or maybe one Tomoe. She was being a very powerful shinobi, as we know that how much powerful a Sharingan is, and also Sakura might have been able to defeat Ino without any problems. And the best thing would have happened for Sakura fans is that there would be not much anyways that Ino would have become her rival and Sakura would have been the spotlight. And the next thing that will happen is Kakashi training Sakura. As far as we know that Kakashi was training Sasuke during his final Chunin exam, the same thing might have had happened with Sakura. This time Kakashi would have been teaching Sakura how to fight and how to do the taijutsu like he did to Sasuke. And this time Kakashi would have given the same training of Sakura like he did to Sasuke. And this time we might be able to see the new form of Sakura with her full powers. As we know that Kakashi is a very good sensei, he might have taught Sakura a lot of powerful taijutsu like he did to Sasuke, that so much good taijutsu training that he was able to even compete Gaara and even was able to compete Lee's taijutsu. And the same thing might have had happened with Sakura. With that, the next thing that will happen is Sakura Gnarling Chidori. As far as we know, that Sakura is one of the most powerful kunoichis. She had been trained by Kakashi and she might have had learned the Chidori and perfected it with her Sharingan. As far as we know that she got the same training as Sasuke, as both of them were his students. So this time Sakura might have learned what powerful Chidori is. She also might have had learned that how to use Chidori like Sasuke, and this time Sakura would have showed us how much powerful she is, unless like the crying Sakura who was just crying and crying in the whole series. I'm talking about the season 1, not the season 2. Like in the Shippuden, she was a really OP character, but still with her Chidori in her, even only Naruto the season 1, she might have been one of the most strongest with her Chidori. And as far as I can say, that she might have been able to go to the rank of S rank. As we know that how much powerful she was, she might have gotten the S rank for her whole Chunin exams, as we know that how much powerful Chidori is. And the next thing that will happen is the change of Naruto's Chunin fights. We know that the Chunin fights were totally good because there was an even number between all of them, but this time there would be another contestant fighting with his another contestant, and with that there would be a lot of possibility that there would be some other types of techniques for doing this, as this time there would be an extra human being or an extra shinobi they are fighting. So they had to, the ones who were planning the Chunin exam would have to work really harder, because we know that Sakura was winning against Ino and came into final. How could she have been ignored? Because she might have been a powerful shinobi, but this time also Sakura might not have been able to go more than one. Because, and last thing that will happen in the whole Naruto series is that Sakura versus Kimimaro. We know that Gaara and Lee worked very hard fighting Kimimaro, even if they were both. But this time Sakura might have joined them, as she was also one of the most powerful genins at there. Sakura might have fought Kimimaro with her all power, and with that Kimimaru would have been defeated a lot much earlier. Not that much earlier, it had been so early that before Kakashi Sensei, Sakura would not have been able to still reach. But yes, there might be some hopes for Sakura that she might have made this fight a little much shorter, but this was one of the most powerful and one of the most best fights. But this time having Sakura there, the result of this fight was every time clear before the audience, as Uchiha was fighting Kimimaro. And with this, the last thing that will happen is Naruto is that Sakura awakening her Mangekyo Sharingan. As far as we know, that Mangekyo Sharingan is awakened when anyone loses her very closer one. And this time Naruto laying down on the ground, Sakura would have seen him and might have had awakened her Mangekyo Sharingan. I am not too much sure about it, but as far as I know, that losing someone can at least increase your powers by helping you getting Mangekyo. And with that, I think that Sakura would not have also gone to Tsunade, because her powers was already too much for other genins. Why should she go to Tsunade? And with that, Sakura would not also have been become a medical ninja, and Sakura would have only been an Uchiha who was like the other shinobis, only fighting, not in the medical support. And Sakura would not have been also famous as medical jutsu, as she might not have gotten training from Tsunade. And with this, the first thing in the Shippuden that will happen is Sakura versus Sasuke. As far as we know that during Kage Summit there was a fight between Sakura, Sasuke and the team Kakashi versus Sasuke. In this fight Sakura was nothing in that, but this time having her Mangekyo Sharingan with herself, there was a lot much more potential for Team 7 in defeating Sasuke. But still having Toby there, they might not be able to defeat Sasuke, but yes, we might be able to see a lot much powerful mode of Sakura there, as we know that how much powerful she is with her Mangekyo Sharingan, because Mangekyo Sharingan is not something that you can take easily, because a Mangekyo Sharingan has his own abilities, like Itachi was a next level shinobi with his own Mangekyo Sharingan that he had gotten. And with that, the another thing and the next thing that will happen is Sakura getting her Susanoo. We know that Susanoo is one of the most powerful jutsus of the uchihas, and Sakura might have also been able to perfect Susanoo. As far as we know that being not able to get closer to Sasuke, she might have been thinking that how much weak she is, and she might have been training to get the Susanoo, as Sasuke said that how much powerful Susanoo is, and with that Sakura might have had gotten her own Susanoo, and we could have also gotten a new design of Susanoo of Sakura, as we know that how much important Susanoo might have been for Sakura in her whole career. With that, Sakura would have also become more powerful, and with this, the next thing that will happening is no summoning for Sakura. As far as we know that Sakura had no way that she might have gotten summoning jutsu except Tsunade, so Sakura this time might not be able to get the summoning jutsu of her, as this time she might not be trained by Tsunade, and with that Sakura might not also have been able to get her own summoning jutsu, but still that might not have weakened her. As far as we know that Sakura still has her own Susanoo with her, and also her own Mangekyo Sharingan, having a special ability of her own Mangekyo Sharingan. She might have had shown us one of our most powerful shinobis ever, even more than the war arc, as we know that without Kaguya's summoning she might have been powered by Susanoo. But there would be also another thing that she might not be able to heal Obito. As far as we know that Obito was healed by Sakura and was not dead because of Sakura's medical ninjutsu. By this time there would be no choice that Obito might have been dead, because Obito this time might not be healed by any medical ninja, as there would be no one who would be in this way that a medical ninja would have been taken by Kaguya. So this time Obito might not have been healed by Sakura, and with this Obito might have had died, as he was also a shinobi, and the Jinchuriki was sent out of his own body by Madara and was sealed inside Madara by Madara, and by forcefully Obito had to die. And with this, the last thing that will happen is Kakashi would have been dead. We know that how much powerful Shinobi Kakashi was, but he was also saved by one of the most powerful villains ever existed. Obito saved Kakashi when Kaguya was trying to attack Kakashi, and this time this might have been one of the most problematic thing for Kakashi, as this time he would not also have gotten his own Kamui or not even any other things, and this time Kakashi might have had sacrificed himself to save both Naruto and Sasuke, and with that we might not have also seen the power of Kakashi's Susanoo, but still having Sakura's Susanoo we might not have been feared by anything, as Sakura's Susanoo is not also something to take lightly, as her Susanoo is more of a dangerous thing. And with that, I think that Kakashi sensei might have died a lot much earlier, even more than we expected. And with this, I think that this is the last point of this video, and nothing else could have been changed if Sakura had been changed. And that is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also like this video, because I am not getting a lot of views nowadays, and I know that a lot of people of you are watching my videos but not subscribing. If any one of you are present there, please subscribe to my channel. And that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching and goodbye.